And today I'm going to talk to you about got to find a way. And I start evaluating and looking and getting silent while everybody's watching the presidential debate last night. I was debating with myself. Am I making the right choices in my life? Am I doing the things I need to be doing at this point in my life? Am I on course to finishing strong? Am I doing what I need to do to build a legacy for my children and my children's children? Am I integrating time with my family and this expanded vision that I have of myself and the things that I feel that I can do? I was doing some evaluation. I know the debate was very important to a lot of folks. I've already voted for who I'm going to vote for, and hopefully you have voted. But I was taking time for me. And you know what I realized? I started looking at it, and I've been giving my power away. I got in the habit of doing that. And I decided to take my power back in different areas of my life. Remember when Paul said, the things I should do, I don't do. And the things I shouldn't do, I do. I sit and think and meditate and marinate myself in words of wisdom. And there are some things that I know I should do, like keeping a social distance from the refrigerator. I go to the refrigerator in the middle of the night and I can hear Tyrone said, "Did I just hear the refrigerator open, Mr. Brown?" Tyrone, you're supposed to be asleep. For those of you that don't know Tyrone, Tyrone is a squirrel. And we're bilingual. He understands me and I understand him. I'm just looking. I'm not doing anything serious. I might just drink a part of a smoothie that I fixed and had some leftover. I'm not eating anything. Okay. That looks like a fat boy move to me. There you go. There you go. Come on, man. Anyhow, I started thinking, I've got in the habit of giving my power away to a lot of things. And when you give your power away to a lot of things, and power shows up in terms of energy, when you find yourself giving energy to other people's problems, and then when you need some, and you're going to need some, you feel so exhausted you don't have anything for yourself. I want you to like this page and share it. Like it and share it, because this is a download. And so I quote Ian Levinson a lot. She said, give to yourself until your cup runneth over. And then give to others from the overflow. Give to yourself until your cup runneth over. And then give to others from your overflow. I want to talk to you about, and I want you to think about your goals and dreams and think about where your life might be. You might be facing foreclosure or eviction or lost your job or just indecisive about what life has done to you and what direction you want to take your life in, or the relationships that are just toxic. I was talking to a friend the other day, and she hadn't been long with this guy that she'd been with, and they got married. And I'm sure she saw some signs that this is not a good thing. And they had a dispute. And one of the things I said, don't marry anybody, until you've had an ugly argument so you can find out who they really are. Because anybody can be a pretender. And he showed himself. As my mama said, he showed his behind. And fortunately, he wanted to get violent. And thank God she's the kind of woman that say, hey, you ain't got to do this a second time. First time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me. Okay? Maya Angelou said, if it walk like a duck, look like a duck, and quack like a duck, it's a duck. She said, you know what? It's not going to work. You got to go, oh, baby, I'm so sorry. I just lost it. I understand. This is not going to work. Got to go. There's things that we give our power to that can weaken us. If you have a goal, a dream, something you're working on, your business, your professional life, and stuff is going on in your personal life, it can be very distracting. People who have drama going on in their personal life, people who sit up and look at television and waiting for someone to snore, waiting for them to start snoring before they can go and ease in bed. You know too much about that. I want you to like this page and share it, okay? I want you to share. We'll keep it real, as the millennials say. I'm keeping it real. Can you feel it, brother? Up in here. There was a news conference. My mother, she was interviewed when I had my talk show years ago, and a reporter asked her, Mrs. Mamie Brown, how did you know you could raise 7 children by yourself? You never had any children. And she said, I just believed that the Lord would make a way somehow. I want to share with you today what I learned from my mother. I learned a lot of things from her. But one of the things I learned from her most of all, that's important in this thing called life. Because in this thing called life, you're either in a problem, or you just left one, or you're headed toward one. Have you noticed? Yes. And sometimes, I got up and I said, I'm just looking toward the end of the debate. I just saw a little tad bit of it, and I found it so exhausting. There's so much going on now. It's just tiring. You just want it to be over. And at the same time, we have to learn how we deal with it. I want you to think about your goals, about your dreams. I want you to hold a vision of the next greatest version of yourself. I want you to start seeing, if you've suffered a major setback, I want you to get excited. And I'm asking something that it's going to take some effort on your part. I want you to feel. There's something about feeling. I want you to feel the victory before it occurs. Why? Everything happens twice. First in the mind and in the without. I want you to feel and see in your mind's eye. Go to your imagination. The imagination is a preview of what's to come. Walt Disney. Go to your mind and feel relief. Whew. I got through that. I got through that. Thank you, Lord. I got through that. Claim it. See it. And then start working on it.
What would you say to anyone? Do you have any, like, let's say, steps or just some nuggets that you can share if there's someone out there that's listening, that's trying to achieve a goal? What are some of your steps to achieving goals?
Well, if we look at where we are today, because things have changed dramatically from when you read Live Your Dreams in 1992. I've just completed my new book called You Gotta Be Hungry.
Oh, awesome.
Yes, you gotta be hungry, unleash your greatness. And so when you said that today, I just cracked up. I said, oh my God, that means I'm on the right path. So the key to it today is, one, is the kind of platform that you've established, mindset transformation.
Mm-hmm.
As a man thinketh, so is he. As he continues to think, so he remains. Dr. Carter G. Woodson said, if you can determine what a man shall think, you never have to concern yourself with what he will do. He said that if you can make a man feel inferior, you never have to compel him to seek an inferior status, for he will seek it himself. And if you can make a man feel justly an outcast, you never have to order him to go to the back door. You go without being told. And if there's no door, his very nature will demand one. And so mindset transformation, it's an ongoing process. The next thing that's very important is to upgrade your skill set. And that this is the era of the 3 C's: accelerated change, overwhelming complexity, and tremendous competition. So you want to find at least 3 areas that you master, that you do that extremely well. I train speakers how to tell their story. And so I can teach them how to become a global voice. And in addition to speaking and training speakers, I also know how to tell a story. I know how to present with power. I know how to speak with my power voice. I've got a training coming up in December called Discover Your Power Voice and Master Your Cash Flow. So by my speaking and my training speakers, and the next thing that I'm able to do, I can sell a product. I can sell a concept. I used to be a salesperson for Sears. And so through my skills as a speaker, as a trainer of speakers, and as a person who can sell presentation power to make a point, to bring out the best in people, or to sell a product. Those are 3 areas that allows me to control my personal economy. So the average person, if they are serious about learning how to control their destiny and controlling their own personal economy, they have to be engaged in continuous, ongoing processes to upgrade their knowledge and their skills. Knowledge is the new currency. Mm-hmm. We're going toward a time that's called the end of work, that because of technology, over 20,000 jobs, according to the Department of Labor, being lost every day. So we're going toward a time where the majority of that jobs will be done by artificial intelligence or robots, and that's not too far away. So the key is that as you look at yourself, look at your goals and dreams, work on your mindset continuously, which will give you the courage and the mental resiliency to weather the stormy times that we're going to go through in life invariably. Continuously expand your skill set. Robert Schuller said, you either expand or you are expendable. Right. And create a community of collaborative, achievement-driven, supportive relationships. By doing that, collaborative, achievement-driven, supportive relationships, whatever goals that you have, you can reach a minimum of 87% of those goals by transforming your mindset, increasing your skill set, and having a team of collaborative, achievement-driven, supportive relationships.
Wow, that's really good. That's really good. So you're spending most of your time, is that what I'm hearing you say? You're teaching other people how to grow their platforms?
I train people. who are serious. I don't work with everybody. I'm not interested. I'm 74, so with the time that I have left, I want to work with people that are hungry.
Hungry.
Yes.
Do you still eat sweet potato pie?
I can't do it anymore, but I dream about it every night. I want to. I want to get a 6-pack like you. I got a 1-pack now. 5 of my covered up.
Oh man, some things hasn't changed, man. I feel like I'm laying in my bed listening to Les Brown when I was a teenager right now. Oh my goodness.
Yes, man.
You have
to meet you now. I can't wait for us to meet face to face. What city are you in?
I'm out of Seattle. And so
okay, excellent. Welcome to the United States. So I look forward to coming there.
Are you going to be up here soon?
No, I haven't. I've been on the schedule for years. It's been over 20 years since I've been to Seattle.
Oh, yeah. Has it really? Well, I'll have to fly out to you somewhere. How about that?
I want us to share the stage together. I'd like to see you before an audience.
Are you being serious?
I'm being serious. Why not? I don't put things off anymore. And I think about Wayne Dyer and I had planned to do a special for PBS to raise funds for them because the Trump administration cut the budget of public television. And we kept putting it off. And then he called me and said, Les, I want you to meet me in Orlando. Let's go and sign the deal. And I said, okay. And a few days later, somebody called me and said, are you online? I said, no. I said, go online. Mm-hmm. Have you heard? I said, heard what? Wayne Dyer's gone. I said, come on, we just talked. We got a meeting scheduled for PBS. We're gonna do a special together. I said, no, that's not happening. He died of a heart attack in his sleep. And so now I teach people, live each day as if it were your last. I remember when I was married to Gladys Knight, we were in Las Vegas and Frank Sinatra was at our table and I overheard him say to a guy, live each day as if it were your last, because one day it will be.
Well, if you're serious about that, and I believe you are,
yes,
you tell me when and where to be. I will fly there. I will be there. Hey, I would be honored if you would allow me to come on stage for 30 seconds.
I know. We're going to do it. I tell you what, I'm going to schedule an event in LA, so I'm going to have you on there, so we'll make it happen.
All right, let's do that. Hey, listen, Les, there's so much more we could talk about. I just want you to know that I'm privileged to know you. I feel like over the years, you were part of my core in terms of personal development and growing. You gave me hope, and I think part of that hope came, truthfully, is I was held back in the first grade. By the fourth grade, I realized I couldn't read very well, and they would take me out of social studies class and they would take me upstairs to this other room with 3 other students, and I sat in extra small tables, extra small chairs, and they would have me read cartoon books and then take a comprehension test at the end. So I locked on the belief that I'm not a reader. Maybe some people are born to read and some people aren't. And I watched my older brother who read all the time, and then I didn't read until I was a junior in high school. And it was around that time that I came across you. And I remember listening to that old speech you gave, which was awesome. I have the whole speech written in a journal, by the way, but you said in there that the average American reads 1 book a year. And I remember hearing that and thinking, no, as Jim Rohn said, all leaders are readers. And I think you actually said that once too.
Yes, right. And yes, 1 book a year, and said in there, said that if you discipline yourself to read 1 book a month, in 5 years, when the average American read 5 books and you'd have read 60 books, that will make you an expert.
Wow. Wow, what a great reminder for people.
Yes, absolutely. Knowledge is the new currency, and your ability to present and relationship capital. Quality people. I teach OQP, only quality people. Many people, TJ, never achieve their goals because they have too many toxic, negative, energy-draining people in their lives. Now, some people say, well, can I change them? No, it's a full-time job changing yourself.
Right.
I believe that you have to really focus on yourself. There's a quote by Iyanla Vanzant that I love, and I'm practicing. And it says, give to yourself until your cup runneth over, and then give to others from the overflow. I tried to help my twin brother lose weight, and I gained 14 pounds.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's real too, man. If you know someone who's hungry, who's serious, who has a passion for changing lives, and who feel that changing lives is a calling on their life. As I said, the speaking industry has been hijacked by speakers who speak to sell.
Yeah.
I want speakers who want to make a difference in life, that they feel that this is what I'm supposed to do. I believe I was born to speak. I talk in my sleep. So I'm looking for the one. I'd like to have 70, because 7 is my lucky number. 77. I was born February 17th. I'm one of 7 children. Joshua marched around the walls of Jericho 7 times. I tell you, 7 is my lucky number, my brother. All right?
Yeah,
I'm looking for 77 people who will email me, who are hungry, and say, Les, I'm the one. I'm the one. And I'd like for them, before they call me, to go on YouTube and watch Les Brown speaking in the Georgia Dome. Les Brown speaking in the Georgia Dome, where I was speaking to over 80,000 people.
I said, because I'm educable mentally retarded. And he came from behind his desk and he looked at me. He said, don't ever say that again. Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. And that man, Mr. Leroy Washington, did something for me. He started planting seeds in my mind.
And I tell the story about, I said to Mr. Washington, sir, I'm the one. I'm the one. When he said he's looking for one student that he has impacted that will make the fact that he came to Booker T. Washington High School worthwhile. One who wanted to go out and make the community proud, make their family proud. And I said, sir, I want to make my mother proud. And that was what motivated me to get into this area. He was a speech and drama teacher who helped me to discover my voice.
Here's something I want to just comment on. There's so much going on. So much. The media is saturated with all type of political statements and upheaval and divisiveness, and Biden should step aside, all kind of stuff. And churches are engaged in all type of scandals from one end to the other. Just so much stuff going on. And here's what I know. The majority of stuff going on that's on television and on the internet, we can't do anything about that. We should go out and vote without any question and get other people to do that. But a lot of stuff is just not worth watching over and over and over again. It's so seductive. I was talking to a guy the other day who said that he wanted to speak and had a great voice and just a nice guy. And so I asked him, I said, how old are you? He said, I'm 59. And he said, you know, I'm going to go to a community gathering and do some networking. And he said, I'd like to talk with you in 2 weeks. I said, no. I said, I don't want to talk to you, sir. He said, why not? I said, you think I'll be waiting to get a phone call from you in 2 weeks about something you say that's important to you? I'm 79. Aurelia said in a part, perhaps you didn't read the memo, stop living like you have 1,000 years to live. Do you think, I don't even know you, that I would be sitting around waiting in 2 weeks for you to call me and say whether or not you're going to act on your dream? Let me share something with you. If there's something, ladies and gentlemen, you want to do it. Life has no duplicates. Do it and do it now. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. And a lot of people are living like that. A lot of people are so caught up in other people's stuff, their children, their family members, and friends. And they neglect themselves in the process. I was reading something today that Warren Buffett said that one of the most important single abilities that he attributed to his success that a lot of people have difficulty with, he said when someone asks him to do something, he says no quickly and says yes very slowly after he's thought about it and if it's worth his time. Because when you say yes to somebody else's agenda, you're saying no to your stuff. And that's important. And let me share something with you. When you think about it, life is for living. It's for living, for loving and laughing and creating special moments. And when you look at all of the new kinds of crazies that we see now, where we are on constant alert and people are fighting over parking spots or road rage, or you go to a gathering and you don't know whether or not somebody might snap, been triggered and pull out a gun. It's a different space. And so in the midst of this, this is a message I want to share with you. Prioritize you. Take care of you. Focus on you. This stage of my life, at 79, God got a program for me. I'm not going to be a burden to my children. I'm going to take care of me so that I can take care of myself. And I remember the time that I thought people in their 40s were old. Now that I'm 79, come on, somebody, who does this? Oh my goodness. And what I realized is I've been focusing on peace, on harmony, on joy and love. It allows you to be able to continue to serve. It allows you to be able to live a life of contribution. It allows you to be able to maximize the impact that you were chosen out of 400 million sperm to come here to do. Most people die lives that don't even matter. After 2 weeks, the conversations about them have just ended because they did not have a life of impact, a life that made a difference. And I'm encouraging you, find that which you want to do, something that's in your heart, and focus on that. It does something to you. A lot of people in my age category, they're sitting around waiting to die. People with goals and dreams and living a life of consequence, they live longer. They have their cognitive abilities. They are able to think and be engaged and have positive relationships in projects that they're working on. This is a time that when you look at all the stuff that's going on, you have to ask yourself the question, what do I want to do with the time that I have left? A friend of mine called me and said, a friend of hers, her best friend, died at 32. Whoa. When I was young, we used to go to the funerals of old people. Now we're going to funerals of young people. Something's happened. Things have changed. Artificial intelligence is creating a special disruption, but all disruptions are pregnant with new possibilities. This is a time to work on your mind, work on your health. A person with their health, they have 1,000 dreams. A person without their health, they have only one dream. One, to get well. I read something about John Rockefeller. He said, when he looked at and reflected on his life, something changed for him. All of his hair fell out of his head and his eyebrows and everything. And they asked him what happened. He said, I was stressed out. And he said, I realized something, that when I had a sore throat, all the millions of dollars that I have, all the property that I have, all the power and influence that I had didn't mean anything. All I was concerned about was that sore throat. And that changed me. And he said, focus on you. Take care of your health so that you can still function, so that you can be involved in life. And here's something else. Spend less time with toxic, negative, energy draining people. There's some people, if you never saw them again, it'll be too soon. There's certain calls I don't even take anymore. No, I don't take them because it's not going anywhere. Those are want-to calls. And I'm talking about, so, I know I shouldn't say this, but listen, there's some family members that you should never talk to again. You know what? Because family does not just mean blood connection. Family is someone that got your back. They care about you. You care about them. You can create special experiences together. And I have some friends who in my small circle who call me more than my children do. I was telling, I'm not going to tell you her name is Madeline Haddock, but I have a friend that said, Madeline, I said, you know, I talk to you more than any of my children. You always call and check on me. She's a true friend for years. And so those are relationships you want to nurture. You can tell who will be there for you when you are doing good and when you're doing badly. It's interesting. It's interesting, this thing called life, because life be lifing, and you have to have a what if strategy. What are you talking about, Les? What are you talking about? What if? What if you got sick? How long will it be before it affects the quality of your life? What if you got sick and you needed some help and assistance? Who will be there for you? And let me share this with you. Live your life in such a way that you don't need to call anybody. Why? Because ain't nobody coming. I'm telling you, people have their own stuff. Life be lifing. And so I've been unleveling and letting things go and relationships go, because you have to ask yourself, what value does this bring to my life? Who should I count on? And who should I count out? And there's some people that they're always there when they need you, but when you need them, they can't be found. Or I would if I could. If I had it, I would help you out. No. Let me tell you something. I celebrate when I wake up in the morning. I got a chance and a choice. I'm cancer free, I'm debt free, and I'm drama free. Woo! Oh, behave. And I'm saying to you, you have greatness in you. I'm saying to you, you have the power in you regardless of what's going on. You have the power within you to overcome it. And part of the process is retrain your thinking. Discipline and can take control of your mind. Don't focus on what you're going through or what has happened. Focus on where are you going. I'll give thee perfect peace whose mind is stayed on thee. Where are you going? I'll give you all your eyes can see. Focus on the solution. Don't spend time talking to people about what happened to you. 80% don't care. 20% glad it's you and not them. And know what I'm talking about. I've been on the planet for 79 years. I've seen a thing or two. Oh boy. And the reason you're listening to me is because you know in your heart of hearts, I'm right. You know it. You know it. I'm not talking about believing what I'm saying. Believing is in the mind. We've been conditioned to be practical and logical and realistic. Make your life, as Helen Keller would say, a daring adventure. Find something outside of your comfort zone that you're going to go for, that you're going to focus on, that you're going to concentrate on. Why, Les? Because when you go outside of your comfort zone, You're going to discover things about yourself that you would never discover in your comfort zone. When you go outside of your comfort zone and you take on learning something that you don't know right now, I have a discipline. Every day, I make a point to learn something today that I did not know yesterday. When you go outside of your comfort zone, when you begin to bet on you, focus on you, you'll discover parts of yourself that you don't know right now. You're made in the likeness and image of God. You've been given authority and dominion over everything on the face of the earth. Regardless of where you are, you have a power and a presence in you to come back. You got comeback power. I know what I'm talking about. I've been there, done that, and bought the t-shirt. I was at Cancer Centers of America. They call it City of Hope. How is it that you've been able to kick cancer's butt for 39 years? 39 years, 4th stage cancer. I said, because I've been focusing on my mind and eating like a silly wabbit. And I let go toxic, negative energy, draining relationships. I read a book called Who's the Matter with Me? There's a term in psychiatry called relational illness. I know what I'm talking about. There's some people that can make you sick. There's some people, when you distance yourself from them, it will improve your health and your peace of mind, and it will lower your stress level and anxiety. I'm telling you what I know. You have something special. You have greatness in you. Keep in mind that you were chosen. God had a lot of choices. You were chosen out of 400 million sperm. Bring something to the planet that was not here before. Your life is God's gift to you, and how you live your life is your gift to God. The message we're going to give you today, it affects everybody, because we're going to be talking about something that's very important in pursuit of your goals and dreams. Very important when it comes to developing yourself, your talents, your abilities, your skills. Because one of the things I'm going to be talking about, I think, is one of the things that people don't spend enough time on. They talk about time management. You can't manage time. Everybody is 24 hours. What's most important is managing yourself, what you do with your time. People ask me all the time, how do you know so many quotes? I said, I take the time to memorize them. Hello, you think? I put the work in. I use my time differently than other speakers, other trainers, other life coaches. So I want you to think about what it is that you're doing with your time today. And you know what? If you look at it, if you really look at it, all of us are basically the same. The only difference is how you use your time. I know people who have a lot of talent in specific areas, and the difference between them and other people is the time that they put in. Listen to me. As you look at yourself, look at where you are right now in your life, the people that are going to come out on top, the people that are going to make an impact, the people that are going to achieve their goals are the people who are mindful on how they use their time. And one of the things that you have to do is practice. You have to practice being mindful and asking yourself, is this the most productive use of my time? While my friends were having a good time, while my friends were partying, and I love to party, but I spent more time working on developing myself and my skills. I spent more time with my coach, Mike Williams, who wrote the book, The Road to Your Best Stuff, than I did with my friends. Why? I like my friends, but they weren't going to pay my bills. But the things that I was going to learn from Mike as a coach, as a trainer, I could generate a lot of money. And it allowed me to be able to walk away from my job. Write this down. If you use your time correctly, you'll be able to generate walk away money. If you use your time correctly, you'll be able to generate walk away money. The average person, time is no big deal to them. How many of you know people like that? Look at it. I mean, come on now, just be honest. Even if it's you, just blink your eyes. I see you. That you know people have a lot of talent, a lot of abilities, a lot of things going for them, but they're not using their time appropriately. You don't manage time, you have to manage yourself. And what I did, I just carved out time every day to memorize a minimum of 3 to 5 quotes every day. You give me a topic, I can roll with it. I don't need a second to think about it, because it's in here. I spent time working, reading, listening, and different ways in which I could use the quote to drive a point home, use the quote to create humor, use the quote to create special moments. And if you're serious, and everybody right now, everybody listening to me right now, you listening to me right now, you want to become a great presenter. In order to become a great presenter, in order to develop presentation power, you have to develop your power voice. How do you do that? You invest the effort and the time. If you want to put in the time so that you can learn a new skill virtually, so that you can get out of a job that's not you, and be able to go into your own business and do it from the comfort of your home. Now, I used to travel all over the world. I enjoyed that very much, but homie ain't traveling no more. No. My buddy Tyrone, he said, no, don't do that no more. Some of y'all don't know Tyrone. Tyrone was a squirrel outside my window on the west side of my house, all right? So here's something that Shakespeare said. He said, defer no time. Delays have dangerous consequences. Let me share something with you. I remember when I had the opportunity to audition for a play at Miami-Dade Community College. Mrs. Werner was the director there, and I didn't show up on time. Somebody else got the role. The reason I didn't show up, truthfully, not just because I was late, but because I didn't believe in myself. I said, well, something else will come up and I'll be able to get that role. Nothing else came up, and that was it. And so we've all had experiences. I want you to think about it. Something you put off and it cost you. It cost you. The guy was talking to me about becoming a part of my speaker training program. And I said, okay, I got a slot that's available now. So he said, I'll call you tomorrow. He didn't call. And so he saw me about 2 weeks later and said, hey, can I sign up now? Because one of my graduates told him how good it was for them. And I said, no. He said, why not? I said, you have to take advantage of the opportunity and the lifetime of the opportunity. I said, I don't have any openings for you now. But at some time, maybe 3 months, 4 months from now, that slot might be available again when somebody graduates. You have to take advantage of an opportunity and the lifetime of the opportunity. Is there something that you want to do? Some goal that you want to achieve? Something that's important to you? Some place that you want to go? Something that's important that as you look at it and think about it and said, I'd like to do this. One day I'm gonna. No. You don't know. You don't know. Don't operate with it. One day I'm gonna. I remember being with my best friend, Boo. He's since passed. And we were in Nassau, Bahamas. And I said, you know what, Boo? I said, this is the first time you and I, we've been traveling all over the world. This is the first time that we have time that we can spend here in Nassau, and you can find relatives that you haven't talked to in years. He said, oh, I got to get back to the States because I've got to cook. There's a special event for the church. I said, hey, guess what, Boo? they can get another cook. This is enough time in advance, a week in advance. Make a call, tell them that you will not be there because you are on vacation, and we have never taken the time to spend this time together just having fun. We traveled when I was speaking, and we went from city to city. My cousin Boo and I were in Nassau, and we traveled, and I would speak, and Boo always went with me. And so, but we wanted to have some time special together where I would go to a beautiful place and I didn't have to speak. And so I said, this is a place, let's do it here. Let's spend 3 weeks to a month here. Find relatives of yours that live here in Nassau, in Bimini, and we can just chill out. And he said, I can't. I said, why not? He said, because I have to cook for an event that's taking place at the church. I said, you have enough time in advance. Call them and let them know. He said, there is nobody else. I said, listen to me. If something happened to you, they will find somebody else. They will not cancel the event. He did not know, and I did not know. When he said, I can't do it, he did not know that he would not be able to do it for the church, to cook for the church. He died a few days after we got back, and they got another cook. They got another cook. Sometimes we think that we're irreplaceable. We're not. Somebody's waiting. When you have a goal, a dream, or something that you want to do, if you don't do it, somebody else will step in. Trust me, nobody's irreplaceable. Somebody will step in like they stepped in for my cousin Boo, and they cooked. And that's all I was thinking about as I sat there in the front row looking at him in the casket, because he always gave of himself, but we never took time to give to ourselves. And so that moment that we had was the last that we had the opportunity to spend 3 weeks together without my speaking. We never did. There's a quote. Miles Davis says, time is not the main thing. Time is the only thing. And he's absolutely right. So I want to ask you, how are you spending your time? How much are you putting in and focusing on the things that bring you joy, the things that make you smile, the things that make you feel good and laugh? How much time and energy are you focused on spending time with people that you love? You know, in order to live a life of no regrets, this lady, she worked for hospice, and she wrote this book, and it was about living a life of no regrets. And she said people who were dying, that what they regretted was not things dealing with how much money they made in their business, but how little time they spent with people that meant a lot to them, that if they had their lives to live over again, they would spend their time with certain people. At the end of my conversation with you, I'm encouraging you to make a list of some people that you need to deepen your relationship, or somebody that you need to write a letter to and say, hey, I love you, and I just want to thank you for what you've meant to me. I didn't say text them. No, that's impersonal. No, just people don't get letters anymore. I used to remember you would go to the drugstore, you get a little tablet, you get your pens and everything. You would text, all right? No, when you write a letter, that's personal. When you take the time to do that, I sent out some letters to some friends the other day, and they called me and say, hey, thank you very much. It meant a lot to me because I put the time in to do it, to think about it. And I just get a card saying all the words that I wanted to say. I said it in my own voice. So I'm encouraging you, one, think about some people who you care about and who care about you, and it meant something to you at some point in time, and you would just like to do something kind by writing them a letter, by taking the time to let them know that you were thinking about them. How are you using your time? If there's something that you want to do in your life that you've been thinking about for a long time, carve out the time to do it. Stop putting it off. There's another quote, and I love quotes. You know I love them. Here's what I love. And this one says, sometimes you never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. Sometimes you don't know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory. I was talking to two friends of mine, and they knew Dr. Howard Thurman when they were younger. Now, some of you know Dr. Howard Thurman. Most people don't. He was a mentor to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I was so blown away. I said, "You knew Dr. Howard Thurman?" Yes. And I have these CDs that I was listening to that they gifted me. And I said, "What was he like?" And you know what they said? Well, he was a nice guy. He was thoughtful. He was quiet. You could tell he was a deep thinker. I said, "Well, did you ask him things and just try and pull out some ideas, concepts, or thoughts that he might have?" I said, "No. We didn't know he was all of that." Dr. Howard Thurman, come in, sir. The centering moment. Deep is the hunger. The two primary questions that one should ask oneself in life. Number one, where am I going? Number two, who's going with me? And if you ever ask those questions in the wrong order, you'll be in serious trouble. Oh, he was a bad brother. They said, "We didn't know he was all that." Oh my goodness. I've had some moments with people that I did not know they were all that. And I blew it. That had I known who they were, I would have maximized that memory. I'd have got more out of our meeting. If you agree with me, I want you to put yes in the comment section. If you've ever had some moments with somebody and you really didn't take advantage of it, it was no big deal to you at that time, and then one day you realize, wait a minute, I didn't use my time wisely with that person. And so right now, in this era, this history-changing era where we are, the people that are going to come out on top, the people that are going to get control of their destiny, the people that are going to maximize this place in history and be stronger and be fortified in terms of their mental resolve and in terms of their families and their skills and their ability to create incredible wealth, are people that are using their times more productively. The people who take the time to learn something new. I say, and I want to say it every day, if you're not willing to learn, nobody can help you. If you're willing to learn, no one can stop you.